Hello everyone. Today I am doing our December update in the car because this week has been very busy and just go and filled with doctor's appointments for me. I'm returning a Holter monitor right now. I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes, and so I thought that this would be the perfect time to update you guys on how our December went and just sit and chat with you guys for a little bit. So we took all of December off, and we did this last year. We started this last year where we would take the whole month of December off, and I absolutely love this time to just slow down and to just refocus and recenter and just find rest in what is a very busy season for some people. And that has been such a blessing. And although I wish it would have been filled with a lot more rest, for me, the kids got so much rest while I focused on getting our house prepared for when we start up homeschool again in January. Prior to our break, the last maybe month and a half, I was starting to get really overwhelmed by the house and just how crazy and chaotic and messy it was getting. It was driving me it was just stressing me out so bad. We put our kids in jiu-jitsu a few months ago just to help build character and to teach them self-defense and to just give them something positive to focus on. But so for that, they go 3 days a week, and then on top of it, they also have swim classes because we live in a very hot climate, and I want them to be able to go to the pool in the lake without me constantly stressing about life jackets and not being able to take them by myself when my husband's at work and things like that. So some of the activities that they're in, I don't feel like there's anything that we can necessarily take off of our plate right now, because it's all serving a really good focus and purpose. But it was just because we're out of the house so much in the evening time, if we start our homeschool day late, or the homeschool day takes longer than normal, or we have errands to run and the house gets messy, we don't have that time in the evening to do a quick pickup and to just get the house ready for the following day. And so basically what was happening was it was just piling on, and the house was just getting super destroyed. So this for the first 2 weeks of our break, I spent all day every day just going through each and every single room, closet, cabinet, anything that you can imagine, and just decluttering and doing a deep clean so we can start the homeschool year off right. So I'm really hoping that that's going to serve me well. And I also, with that, because I didn't want all of the work to go out the window, I also created a new cleaning plan for us, and the kids are getting different chore lists. Traditionally, we have just had them basically help around, clean up their messes around the house and clean up their rooms. But now that they're getting a little older, I'm going to start having them do a little bit more around the house, just in terms of helping, because I want them to know that we're a family team, and that team doesn't just stop when it starts, gets to the cleaning aspect and then it's just left on mom and dad. I want them to know that they're part of this too, and that they're just as responsible for the house as we are, especially since they pull things out a lot more than me and my husband do. And so I created a new cleaning schedule for us. They're getting their new chore lists, and I'm hoping that to put such good practices in place that our house just runs smoother. And then instead of spending so much time either trying to clean up or do unimportant things once our homeschool day is done, that I can focus on making dinners before we have to leave. But I can also work in some of the fun stuff. I can play games with them, I can do art with them, I can make crafts and things like that for them to do, because we've kind of lacked in that area. And so that's where my focus is going to be for when we start our school year back up in January. Okay, and my appointment is starting, so I'm gonna go return this and then finish chatting with you guys when I get out. You guys, they totally messed up my appointment. I was able to drop off my monitor, and I was supposed to go for another test, and yeah, they said, oh, your test was yesterday, and I came yesterday to pick up the Holter monitor, and they said nothing about a second test. And so they Yay, now I get to come back. Where was I at? Okay, so I put all of the cleaning stuff into better practices. The good and the beautiful. You guys, we're supposed to start our homeschool year again next week, and I have no idea what I'm doing for my 4th grader. I guess I do know what I'm doing with my 4th grader. So many of you have probably heard me say that the good and the beautiful is not working out for my 4th grader for their language arts. He loves their math, and honestly, like, I don't even think that the language arts is as much of a problem. It's just heavy. And after going, through all of it, I realized that they add in so much geography that it makes the lessons really long. And in some ways I like that they add it, just so then he does get that information and it saves me money on a curriculum for that. But at the same time, we're covering US geography, so I just think that it's just too much, and then it just makes the lessons very long for him. And language arts is not his jam. So getting a curriculum that's taking like way too long is just too much for him. So I really played around with getting a brand new curriculum, but then I was thinking like, yeah, but that's extra money, and then we're going to have to basically like start in the middle of it, and I don't, and some of them are just so different. Like, if you go back to Masterbooks, then it's just, they're so gentle, and then if you jump into another one, it could be even more challenging than the good and the beautiful. And I didn't want to just jump into another brand new curriculum and then kind of just feel overwhelmed again, or feel like, oh great, this one's not working out, are we just going to keep doing more because the other one, the Brave Writer, didn't work for us. So what I decided to do was I'm just going to go through the good and the beautiful, and I'm going to cut out all of the fluff, all of the geography, and just focus on writing, reading, whatever is language arts oriented. And I'm hoping that that's going to help him a lot more, and then also shorten some of the lessons. There will be times that I leave the geography, but I'm not going to leave it in every day or every lesson. I think it's just too much for him, at least right now. Yeah, I wish I was playing around with the idea of switching to IEW. And I know that that is just as challenging, if probably not more challenging, than the good and the beautiful. I guess depending on the kid and how they approach language arts. But I didn't want to spend all that kind of money for it to not work out. So it might be something that we try next year. If you guys have experience with IEW, let me know down below, please. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feelings, and if your kid is prone to liking language arts or not, and if not, did it still work for you? We are thinking about joining a co-op next year that uses IEW, and we would be required to use it. So I don't know, maybe this is just God's plan all along to direct us to that curriculum. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. And the last thing, I think, is just the sibling squabbles. You guys, not a lot of people, I feel, touch on this with homeschooling, but it's a real thing where you're with your children all day, and it's such a blessing. Oh my gosh, it is a huge blessing to be able to pour into them as much as we get to as homeschool moms. But it can also take a toll on you when it's just a constant need and a constant want, and just, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, and you don't get any time to just breathe as your own person. And sibling squabbles and playing referee constantly has taken this like huge like anxiety toll on me. But no matter what is going on within me, I think what I have learned through this last month is that we really need character training. My kids are such good kids, and they have such good hearts, but oh my gosh, they could fight over like the sound of somebody breathing. So I think what we are going to start utilizing, or actually I know what we're going to start utilizing, is going to be laying down the rails. I will try to do a flip through for you guys once I have a pretty good handle on it and like the expectations from the book. I got the DVD and I watched through it, and it sounds really good. I think for me, it's just gonna be if they give you really good examples, because sometimes, like, what I've learned from certain things like this where they, you know, try to tell you like the good character traits and manners and things like that, is it's like they'll introduce the topic, but they don't really tell you how to apply it. And that's where I get lost, because yeah, I know that we should be kind. I know all the reasons why kindness is good, but how do we implement getting there? And from everything that I found, it does look like Laying Down the Rails offers all of that information. So I'm really looking forward to utilizing that. I think we're going to start with kindness, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you've used that too, let me know down below. I would love to hear your experience with it. Let me know, how did your December go? I hope that you guys all had a wonderful Christmas, a rest-filled Christmas, and that the whole day and the whole month just made your heart so full of joy and happiness. Let me know though down below. I would love to hear it, whether it's good or bad, and we can just all encourage each other. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll see you again later. Bye.